Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's going on? Man, it's another beautiful day in this Emerald City. Feels good to be alive. I better put some glasses on so I can read. I hope your weekend went well. Yeah. I hope your weekend went well. Mine did. I had a good time living, you know what I'm saying, staying out the way. Today, R Live Jam Session. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We got a special one today, you guys. Real special. This one means something to me a lot. This brother decided to have his birthday celebration with R Live Jam Session. So I'm real excited about that. So let's talk about what's going on right now. No, we're not going to do that. You know why? Because this show is to not talk about things like that. This show is to take your mind off of things like that. This show is so you can enjoy yourself and people that are on this show. This is for musicians that can't be on stage anymore because of COVID, or comedians that can't be on stage right now because of COVID, or a business that is not able to operate in full capacity because of COVID. That's what this show is. It's not for all that other chaos. This is to have fun and enjoy. So that's what we're going to do. Can you dig me? All right. That's what's happening. So I am that guy, R Curtis. I'm your host, and we're about to get down and have some fun. All right. So happy birthday to all the, what is that? What is this? Is still Sagittarius? I'm not sure. But happy birthday to all the birthdays this month, the latter part of last month. And yeah, we congratulate you for getting another 365 days. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days. And if you calculated it to like hours or minutes, man, you would be like, whoa, I lasted that long? Anyway, you know what? Without further ado, I'm going to bring to you the man, the myth, the legend, the saxophone in this, playing in this, catting in this that you ever knowed, from Muckleshoot to Spencer's to what was it called? Like Grand Central Casino to Cedarwood to Emerald Queen. Oh, matter of fact, he was at the Emerald Queen before it was the Emerald Queen, the building that you guys go and give all your money away to. The little boat that they had over there. Remember that? He was there. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, y'all, please put your hands together for Mr. Darren Motamedy. Mr. Darren Motamedy. First of all, hey, salute to you, man. I'm having this This is for. I don't usually drink on the show, but today's your birthday and we celebrate.
Okay.
So where's yours? We supposed to be toasting right now.
There's my birthday.
Wow. Wow. There you go. That's how you do it, man. That's how you come on the show. You don't hesitate. You just get in where you fit in, baby. How you doing, man?
I'm beautiful. How you doing, man?
Are you? Man, I can't complain, man. I can't complain, man. This is an honor, man. I appreciate you celebrating your born day with us, man. We're going to have some fun. I got like 15 people right behind that door. And,
really?
And they're going to come. We're going to have a little roast. We're going to roast you today.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Please don't say that.
All 15. All 15.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones who used to steal their lunch money. Remember, you used to steal their lunch money in high school.
Mm-hmm. I never stole anybody's lunch money. If anybody stole lunch money, it was from me. Oh, God. How's life, R Curtis?
Well, yes, sir, man. Well, life is beautiful. It really is. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I know people say that, but I really feel that way, and I say it from my soul. So, and I see you doing well. Look at that.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey, thanks,
Cynthia
thanks, baby girl.
Says happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, baby girl. She's looking beautiful. So, well, you know what?
Yeah,
I think, we talk about things in America and like we're all upset about stuff, but man, we are lucky in America, compared to the rest of the world. My friend down the street from me lives in Sri Lanka, and he said, man, they got martial law in Sri Lanka. So, I have a house, I got my dogs, I got my beautiful wife, Anita, I got my boy, Spencer, my daughters. So, I got a warm roof, I got myself my nice studio, and I have friends, I have people that love me, and, I'm not worried about eating. So, people say they're blessed all the time. And I think we always just get in this thing that we think, oh man, life is so rough. Well, maybe it's not the same for us today like it was yesterday, but it's definitely, things could be different, and we should be thankful that we have what we have in this great country of ours, because we do have a great country, and I think we lose sight of that. We're all Americans, for God's sake. Yeah.
Right.
So we have
Thank you, Dr. Motamedy.
Yeah. Hey,
but that's true. But everything you said, oh yeah, I didn't never know that. But
my father was No, I keep interrupting. I'm sorry. Yeah, my father was a pediatrician, so he was a medical doctor, and he tried to heal children through his gift of medicine. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but my grandfather was an ambassador from Iran. So he was on the very first League of Nations, which was the precursor to the United Nations. So he was that guy, and he was the ambassador to The Hague. He was the ambassador to Canada. So he did a lot of great things, out of diplomacy. So his word was all about, hey, how can we bridge the gap of the cultural divide that divides us, and get along in the world, and that's what music does. For me, music is the divide, and for you too, man, when we play together and work together,
absolutely.
That's what I love about what we do. Is like it brings everybody together, and we all celebrate, and we forget about all the superfluous stuff in the world, and we celebrate that we're there having fun and people dancing and enjoying themselves and loving life. So anyway, but it's your show.
You are absolutely right, my friend. It's like a festival. No. That's what this is for, bro. This is for you. You know what I'm saying? This is for you and the people that love you and that want to be a part of your celebration, and for the ones that miss you on stage. That's what this is for. So feel free. If your spirit moves you to that, go for it. I'm good with it. I do have a couple of questions I want to ask you. What inspired you to pick up the saxophone and want to be a musician?
Well, interesting enough, I never, ever aspired to be a saxophone player. I aspired to be a clarinet player. So when I was a young
Wow.
kid, so when I was young, my grandmother would bring over these Benny Goodman recordings, and she would spin these Benny Goodman and Glenn Miller recordings and Archie Shaw and all these, King of Swing and all these guys. So for me, it was this. So man, I wanted to be a clarinet player my whole life, not a saxophone player. So when I was in high school,
wow.
When I was in high school, my jazz band director, who's still a very good friend of mine, Mick Moses, he said, "Hey, I want you to be in the jazz band." So I showed up for my audition and I had my clarinet, and he laughed at me. He said, "You can't be a jazz band on the clarinet. You got to play the saxophone." So I went, "Oh, okay." So my parents went and they got me this 1926 Holton saxophone. And
wow.
You open up the case and look at this thing, and man, spiders would be crawling out of this thing, and there's webs in there. Oh man, it smelled like death. Okay, so I pulled this thing out, and it was green. I tell stories and stuff, but I'm not lying. This thing was green.
It was what? Say it again. Green.
Green.
Okay.
It was green. So because it was a silver saxophone. So, and actually I have it up on my wall at school. So it was green. And so I pulled it out and I practiced 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 and I practiced. And in June, I went into my band director and he said, "Okay, I'm ready for audition." And I played for him and he looked at me and went, he said, "I thought you'd be better than that." He goes, "You didn't make the band." And I went, "Oh,
wow.
I know." So I put the saxophone away and I got my clarinet and I just kept practicing my clarinet. And September 1st, we had something at Kent Ridge High School in Kent, Washington. We had this thing called tennis shoe registration. So we didn't pre-sign up for classes. They would go, "Okay, walk into the whole gym area," and all the teachers would be in this big, huge square. And we'd go up to the teachers and we'd sign up for the class there. And if the class was closed, he'd have a little closed sign. You'd have to go to the next class. So I went up to Mr. Moses and I signed up for band. And he said, "Well, what about jazz band?" I said, "What do you mean, what about jazz band?" He said, "Well, you made the jazz band." I said, "You told me I didn't make jazz band." I said, "Well," he said, and her name was this, I'll never forget her name, Patty Paletti. He goes, "Well, Patty Paletti she decided that she wasn't going to join the jazz band. So you're in." So I joined the jazz by default. So I was 17 years old and I had not played a note on my sax since he told me I didn't make the band. And so I went, "Oh my God." So I rushed home and I started practicing the saxophone and practiced. And so my inspiration was my jazz band director, when I was 17 years old, told me, "By default, you made the band and I'll see you on Monday."
Right.
And they're like, so it was trial by fire. And so to be honest with you, from all of high school through damn near most of college, I was playing catch up. And all the guys that played saxophone since they were in 5th grade, they were kicking my butt, R. Curtis. So they were always kicking my butt, always playing better than me. But there was something about the way I play that the jazz band directors always made me first chair. And the other guys were technically better musicians than me. They could outplay me. They were faster than me and stuff. But just something about the way I played was different. And so I'll tell you one more story. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. I know I can talk forever. So I was talking to this musician a couple of days ago, really an inspirational friend of mine named Bobby Medina. He's a fantastic trumpet player.
I know Bobby.
Okay. Do you know he used to play with Ray Charles?
I do recall hearing that. Yep.
Yeah. So he used to go on the road. He was on the road with Ray Charles for a couple of years and played 5th chair, which is the jazz chair of the trumpet. Anyway, he told me a couple of days ago that well, he was taking lessons with this guy named Bobby Shu in Los Angeles. He said, there's two types of musicians, and you can choose from one. One is you can be a technical player, and you can choose to impress people by the way your speed and everything, or you can be a player that is going to touch people. So you could be a technician or a guy that touches people. And I don't know if I ever set out to be that musician to touch people, because it's not like I don't practice, and it's not like I don't work on my craft all the time. But I think that's what I do. I think I touch people,
right.
You know. So that's my story. I'm sticking it to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in you, bro.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's a cool story, and thank you for sharing that with us. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead. I'll drink. You talk.
You know, I quit drinking this year too. Yeah, back in June.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it was like so part of it was just a weight thing, and
man.
Yeah, I finally just went, you know what, man, I'm sick and tired of being like having a gut and everything, so I'm gonna quit drinking, and I did, and I haven't looked back, and it's been good, but I've been doing heroin and meth and cocaine every other day, and so that's taken me out of it. So now
that explains why you're so thin. I understand. Okay, it's all good.
But it's been
so deep.
No,
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna.
You talk.
Yeah, well, you're drinking, so I figured I would. So I've been on this this spiritual quest of how to be a better person, R. Curtis. I got to tell you, and part of it was a drinking thing, and part of it has been my faith has been really helpful for me. And a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, there's a doctor that lives in Enumclaw, who is an Iranian doctor, and you probably know her, Dr. Emmy, Dr. Hosoda. So she got me into the Baha'i faith, and I've been really pursuing that a lot more, and just personal meditation at nighttime, listening to videos at night, and just trying to turn off the TV. Like, I don't watch TV. I don't even know how to turn on the TV.
Okay.
And I'm not lying. My wife she's got like 3 remotes downstairs, and so she'll move them almost like that game of Where's the Ball, So she moved all these remotes around. I have no idea which one turns on anything. So at nighttime, I just listen to meditation videos and just things, positive things, And for a while, I was watching the series The Walking Dead, and I'd fall asleep watching these zombie videos, and I'm not lying, I'd wake up like mad, and going, I got to protect myself, So it's kind of what you feed your body. So if you feed your body bad stuff, or feed your mind bad stuff, you're going to wake up
right
thinking that same thing. So,
you're right. You're 100% correct. And it's kind of ironic that you said that you kind of took a checkup from the neck up, basically. I too have done that, and with my attitude, honestly, D says happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, Sax, man. That's what D Furco said. Mama D.
I love D Furco. Thanks, D, for everything you do for me, my family.
Man.
She is amazing, and for everybody. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna let you talk, but I gotta say, R. Curtis, that there's musicians in this world, and then there's people like D Furco that help musicians to keep going. Like she has really helped, like her support and love for the Blue Note. I mean, I don't want to say too much more, but that woman is like incredibly supportive of all musicians, she is
you're right.
A diamond.
You're right. When she loves you. Yes,
yeah. And you better hope it stays that way.
There you go. there's no gray area.
No, I have not been. I haven't been on the other side yet. So
I don't think you have the capability, especially now that you're checking in yourself and making yourself better. But as I was saying, it's like my attitude, because I sell cars. When I'm not doing this, I sell cars. I help people buy cars. Right. So I changed my attitude, because there was once upon a time when I was selling cars, and when you came in, right, and I spend maybe an hour, 45 minutes with you, and I'm talking and you're talking, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're gonna have a deal, and then you come with some off the wall reason why not. I took it personal, right?
Well, yeah.
So during COVID, it gave me an opportunity to kind of reflect, like, okay, wait, that doesn't even make sense, because I'm gonna be there from the time 8:30 to 6. So it doesn't matter if you come in there and waste the time. I'm still going to be there. I have to be there. That's my responsibility, my obligation. So instead of getting mad or just kind of, because I would actually let you know, I don't know what you do for a living, but I would never come into your job and waste your time. That's the kind of stuff I would say. That's not right.
Right.
It's kind of mean. It's kind of rude, because I'm coming to buy stuff from you. Anyway, so now my whole attitude now is like, I want you to smile when you walk in, and I want you to smile when you're leaving. If you buy, you buy. If you don't, you don't. If you buy from somewhere else, as a matter of fact, I put it on my lives. If you buy from somewhere else and you need my help, I'm here, because I want to be a blessing. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way, and it helps. It's helping me in life. So I that's why I was saying that, to kind of elaborate on what you were saying, because I'm happy for you, very, very happy for you. I haven't put down the sauce yet, but I'm not going to drink now. I'm going to respect that you don't drink now. You know what I'm saying? No, it's going to be watered down and everything, but it's okay. It's okay.
Well, it's my birthday tonight, and my family's coming over, and they're going to drink. So, but I don't care. It really is no big deal. But there's a really, what you're saying is really important, because there's a author out there. His name is Eckhart Tolle, or some people say his name is Eckhart Tolle, and he's written a book called The New Earth. Okay. So he does a lot of videos online. He's very, very famous. And so he was mentioning that about when he first started putting books out, he would send them out to famous, Chopra and all these famous people. He sent stuff to Oprah. And so obviously he needs their endorsement to help him. Well, you don't get endorsements if you're a nobody. You get endorsements as soon as you're somebody, right? So nobody's going to help you unless some amazing thing has happened, and then you're the next somebody, and then everybody wants to write a story about you, right? So, but it's the people that carry on a daily basis that are really the heroes. It's not the flash in the pans that come and go. It's the people like you and me, and
there you go,
and everybody that just does their stuff and makes this country work. But one thing that he said is, we really don't know what's going on in other people's hearts and minds, and what's going on with them, and who knows what that person is thinking when they come in. Maybe they're going, this car is really cool, I want to try some other cars to make sure that this is the one for me, and and maybe they came from another dealership because they're coming to see you. Hey, it's Russell Wilson. Hey, Russell.
Russell Wilson says happy birthday. There you go. Yeah, man, and you're right about that, man. So congratulations, man, on your graduation. You graduating to another level. You know what I'm saying? And of spirituality, which is very important. Not religion, because religion, I believe, is man-made, and you can take it however you guys want to take it. But I think that's man. But relationship with God is a totally different thing. You're gonna have yours, I'm gonna have mine. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations on that. So I believe I'm gonna need to take a station break, my man, and then we're gonna come back. We're sitting up here talking to the wonderful, talented, extraordinary Darren Motamedy. He is allowing us to spend his birthday with him, and so we're gonna come back after this station break with the great Darren Motamedy. See you on the
Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, wipe things down, clean up your space. When you cough and sneeze, do responsibly. If you feel you're getting ill, isolate at home and chill. No, you're not alone. Please pick up your phone and call 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Health 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Community Radio Station will provide you with more information. Say Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
1, 2, get down. What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
See a bad mother. This is the news on Rainier Avenue Radio. Britain authorized an easy-to-handle coronavirus vaccine while also deciding to stretch out the time between doses to allow more people to get some level of protection faster as infections surged. The vaccine developed by Oxford University and drug maker AstraZeneca is expected to be relied on in many countries, being relatively cheap and being able to be stored only in refrigerators rather than at ultra-cold or freezer temperatures, which other vaccines require. Because infections are spreading so rapidly in the UK, officials are now recommending prioritizing delivering a first dose to as many people as possible. Officials say both protecting people even after just 1 or 2 recommended doses, and that increasing the time between doses might even have a benefit, AP reports. And that's your news on Rainier Avenue Radio.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And we're back. R Live Jam Session. My name is ThatguyRcurtis, and our guest for the day is the incredible Mr. Darren Motamedy. Before I move any further, I want to say happy birthday to my nephew, Tavion Fant. He's 16 today, so happy birthday to you. God bless you. Enjoy. Is that Debbie Masters? Debbie Masters says, hey, RC, looking sharp. Okay. It's Darren's birthday. Hey, buddy. So here's another question. I think she already said happy birthday to you on the last one. But here's another question for you, okay? If you had your choice of musician, local, national, worldwide, whatever, who would you love to collaborate with?
Local. Seattle, because I'll just tell you, living down here in Las Vegas, now don't get me wrong, because there are some musicians here that I would love to play with, and I have. So, for example, there's a guitar player down here that I love playing with. So his name's Ronnie Rathers. I love playing with Ronnie Rathers. He's kind of like a Benson-y kind of guy. So actually, so I kind of take that back. I'd probably take musicians from Seattle and here in Las Vegas because, yeah, I did notice that when I moved here, that the scene down here is totally different. And I'll say that the one thing that Seattle musicians have on top of the Vegas musicians is there's a lot more individuality in Seattle. There's a lot more ability for the Josephine Howells and the R Curtises and the Medeiros. Medeiros is coming down to see me this weekend. So,
oh man, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, we're gonna go find some mouthpieces together, and So I love Medeiros.
There
But
you go.
I think Seattle has a better
yeah.
scene for promoting local artists, and that's totally obvious. And Dee Furco said it from day one when I left 11 years ago. She goes, "You'll never find a group of people that love you more than the people in Seattle," and that is absolutely prophetic and true. You know, not to say that I haven't found a nice fan base down here, but I haven't found very many people like Ed Weber and Eugene Bien and Medeiros. Medeiros, I love him. He's a great musician and very humble, and he's just a great spirit, you know. And that's the thing that I like most about the Seattle musicians is there's not a lot of pretense on their behalf. It's like there's no showboating. On stage there is, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? On stage, like you want to get up there and go,
right, have fun.
Look at me. Yeah, look at basketball players. They don't get out there and go, I'm just gonna shoot a shot. They go for the dunk because it's all about entertainment, right? So they're gonna kick some butt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, but Seattle just has this heart and soul about it that I don't think you can find in very many cities. It's got a sense of not only that, but a sense of community that is definitely not equal down here in Las Vegas. And nothing against Las Vegas, because I love living here.
Wow.
And I love the musicians that I do play with here are phenomenal. So it's just more camaraderie in Seattle. Maybe, I don't know why. I don't know.
Darren, and that's the question I was going to ask you. Do you think that attributes to because there's so much competition? You know, people are really, really trying to make it in Vegas, whereas in Seattle, even if you don't make it, you still have that passion. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna go ahead and give you a kudos, and then you have someone who's established, and I'm gonna say that about you, that will allow you to share the stage. You know what I mean? Do you see that in Vegas or
no? I do not. So a little bit. Okay. So again, I have to say a little bit because there have been people from the Rat Pack show that have helped me out. There's a woman named Joelle, and she has an Italian American show. So there's people that have helped me down here in Las Vegas, and I appreciate anybody's help. So, but I think Seattle just has more of a camaraderie, you know, like I'm going to help you. Vegas is so much more transient. So there's people come and people go in Las Vegas. And also I have to say that although people always used to say, you've got to move to Vegas, Darren, you've got to move to Vegas. It's the entertainment capital of the world. Yes, it is. It's the entertainment capital of the world, but it's not the entertainment that you would think, okay? It's entertainment like Cirque du Soleil shows, okay? So they have 10 Cirque du Soleil shows. Okay, well, that 10 Cirque du Soleil shows, that supports 60 musicians, okay? And then they'll have a few other shows that keep going and going and going, and they recycle musicians over and over and over. And sure, it's the entertainment capital of the world because, you know, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So there's that aspect, and you can get a nice hotel room, and but it's a big facade, you know, it's a big facade. And in Seattle, you go to the Blue Note, and there's no facade about the Blue Note, and there's no facade about the Muckleshoot. You know, you go there, and it is what it is, and the people are who the people are there. And I don't know. It took a while for me to figure that out. And then it also took me a while to just figure out that when I moved to Seattle or when I moved to Las Vegas, people have their boys here, right? So as good as and as prepared as I was to move here and play with people, nobody's going to go. Well, for example, let's say that a bass player moved to Seattle and said, "Hey, I'm from Las Vegas, and I can do this and that and that and this and this." There's no way I'm going to tell Douglas, "Oh, okay, Douglas or Osama, hey, guess what, you guys? There's this new bass player from Las Vegas, so I'm going to hire him now." Now, Douglas's answer would be, "Oh,
Right.
Okay." Douglas would go, "Oh, okay."
Right.
And that would be it.
Right.
Because Douglas is like that. He's very zen, you know. And Douglas is, and I'll just say again, Douglas is the my best teacher. Douglas Barnett was my best music teacher ever. Yeah, and he's taught a lot of people, but he taught me a lot of things about how to play and what not to play and how to be as a musician. So he's great, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Very astute. Very astute.
Yeah, he's a genius.
So I had a question, but you talk so damn much. No, I'm just joking.
I know. That's the truth.
No, man. No, I know. Hey, you know what? No, honestly, on a humble bro, I'm glad. I honestly, I didn't expect for this, but I'm glad that you are. This is your day, your special day, and I'm honored that you share with us, and that's real. If I ain't said nothing else real, that right there is real, man.
Not bad for 62.
So
huh?
Okay, so you basically, what I'm getting from you is that it's more corporate. It's more corporate, kind of down there. Where here it's a little bit more freestyle, and I mean these guys here. I think that musicians here are there's a few that's being discovered, but there's a whole lot more that should be discovered. And I think it's a little bit more cliquish here. You know what I mean? And that's kind of sad, because if you're not in the clique, then you don't get to hang and you have to make your own way. And that's kind of why I have this platform, so I can perhaps maybe, you know, help some of those folks about here. But yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you, Darren, you motivated me to take it to a different level, you know, take it to another, to adventure out, right? Your jam sessions, you know, when you did your jam sessions, I was like, wow, because you know, the very first time that I ever sang with a band was your band. Well, I take that back. I was in junior high, but that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as an adult when I decided to start singing. And do you remember? Do you remember the song, the first song that I sang when I was at your band, and where you were?
God, I want to say I wish, but I don't know.
Dude, it was easy, and was at was that Mendements in Renton? No, what was that over there?
It was at Salty's.
Dude,
it was Salty's. And Michael.
No, the first time was at the airport, the little airport spot.
Oh, at Renton. Oh, it was Mendements then.
Yep, that was the very first time. Now the next time, the next first time was at Salty. And I sang easy there too.
Wow.
Because I was like nervous. I mean, like super nervous, bro. And I was like amazed that, because my dad always had managed bands, and we always had bands in the basement practicing, right?
Yeah.
And so for me to like see that as an adult and see like these musicians and just amazing musicians, AT was there, and you know, and I noticed that there were certain people that you would call up. I think Josephine Howe was there, and it was just kind of a trip. And so from there, it's like, okay. And then when you know, at Cedarwood, you know, when you were like done, and then I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can do this. So you inspired Baby Girl Promotions. You inspired Sunday Night Grooves. You inspired all this that I'm doing right now. So thank you.
Wow.
I appreciate you.
Wow, man.
Now, here's a question. Yeah, I know you didn't know that. And every time I get on your stage, you always want to clown me, man. But that's okay. My skin is not thin.
I did clown you a lot, and I still will continue to clown on you. And not like you don't ever kick my ass either on stage. So there.
No, man. I know it's all love.
It is.
So here, now I mentioned quite a few different places that you played, Darren. Now I'm going to put you on the spot, and it doesn't mean that you hated the other one, it just means that one you enjoyed for whatever reason. Out of all the places that you played here in Seattle, jam or just a show, right? Obviously, all the private shows, not the private show, but just all the little public spots that you are. Which one is your favorite one to play?
Okay, well, for different reasons. Okay.
You're so Darren for president.
That's right.
You're so diplomatic. I love it.
I told you my grandfather was a diplomat. So.
That's a disclaimer out the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you that I like the Muckleshoot the most because I know what I'm going to get there every time. Okay, so I love the consistency about it, and I love the. So I do love that. Now okay, and then before that. I loved playing at Salty's on Alki because the reason I loved playing there is because I think I really learned how to play. I started getting better there, and the band there really pushed me because it was Mark Arrington was playing drums and Douglas and Eugene, and we were playing every week, and Akeem was. That's when I first met Akeem, and he started coming out and playing, and Michael Eads, and we're playing every week, and I started getting better. And Mark Arrington is not going to sit on his butt when he plays; he's going to push you.
Not at all.
A drummer he's a great drummer, and he's always going to push you. So that really was my favorite place. That was the place that I feel like I grew the most of all the places. But the place that I think could have been the coolest. Welcome to my world. The place that I think could have been the coolest place in the world was the Cedarwood Dome. I really think that. Mm-hmm.
Did you see me lip sync what you said at the same time that you said it? Because I knew what you were going to say.
Yeah. That place was
acoustics in that place were amazing.
Yeah. Dogs going crazy.
Bring the dog in.
Well, I would, but see, it's so it's my birthday, so my kids are coming over and stuff. Just my kids. It's like I love that. That's what I wanted for my birthday. Just my wife and my son and my daughters and that's it. But yeah, the thing that I loved about the Cedarwood was the acoustics in there were cool. And it was really funky, and I always envisioned that place to be a supper club and like a place. I envisioned it like how McGowan's kind of was that. Like I love that energy from McGowan, but I envisioned it in a bigger. Romeo's trying to protect me. Do you want him? Would you like him? Hey!
Look at Wayne. What's up, Wayne?
Yeah, hey Wayne, how you doing, man? So, but yeah, it was so cool. And could you imagine just like really having that staircase, like really, like amazing? That place was just primed. And if I would have had the money,
it was.
It could have been like the coolest jazz place. It could have blown away Jazz Alley because that had that upstairs and so, and even with the toilets that wouldn't flush, it was still.
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
And
if it's brown, it's got to go down.
Even the water on the floor. And, and I had to carry my PA upstairs all the time, like every show. It was like,
was a beast.
Oh, yeah. And then, being done and it would be raining outside and just pouring. But man, I loved it. And I was always excited to go to work, like I never thought that's why I'm going to go play. They never say I'm going to go to work. I get to go play. I'm gonna go play. Yeah, nope. So,
hey, Darren, do you ever? Who's that?
D Furco.
No, this
D Furco.
D. Mama D.
Yeah.
Hey man, do you ever like okay, you got a show coming up, right? And you might be in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people, whatever. And do you ever like before the show, you know, you're just getting dressed and living life and just being a normal human being, eating some food. And did you ever just stop and think, wait a minute, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be there to see me? Not on a nervous tip, but just to kind of trip off of that, because maybe as a kid, you were like, I can't wait to, and now you're doing it. Have you ever had those feelings?
Every time, every show.
Do you?
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel really
responsible. It's very humbling.
Mm-hmm. I feel really, really responsible, R Curtis, when I play. I feel really responsible for. I know it's wrong to think that way, because you should play for you, like John Coltrane played for him, and Charlie Parker played for him, you know, and you know, I hate to say this, but guys like Kenny G, he could give a rat's butt about anybody. He plays for him and the amount of money that's going to come into his pocket. That's what he plays for.
Okay.
So he plays for people. People have different purposes for why they play, and again, my purpose is I really feel like it's a spiritual thing where I try to bring people together.
Right.
And just like my father and my grandfather, I always talk about them, because my grandfather saved people through diplomacy. My father saved children. In fact, my father did the first polio vaccine in Los Angeles. In fact, here, I'll show you this.
Wow.
Yeah, my father delivered the first polio vaccines. There's a picture of my dad.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Look at that.
Look at him. Dapper.
Yeah. I think
kind of saucy with his fit.
Yeah, man. Look at that. Now you know,
Wow,
where
man.
I get my good looks from, R Curtis.
I wouldn't say all that, but you can if you want to. It's your birthday. I support you.
Okay. I'm going to get you.
I'm sure there's quite a few women out there that probably say the same thing. I'm just going to hate just because I can.
No, you know what? I will say that I always kind of, I always feel like I'm an average looking guy, you know, and then I'll look back at pictures of me from when Anita and I first got married, and I'll go, man, we're a good looking couple, you know, but when I look at me on a daily basis, and I go, okay, here I am, you know, but that's what matters.
That's what you're supposed to think. You're not supposed to think other than that. Yeah.
That's what matters.
But I think it's interesting. I thought it was interesting when you said that you play for the people. Well, I feel that, and that's why I think the people always congregate and they want to see you, because you are playing for them. And I understand that and I understand that, because when I'm on the stage, it's for everybody out there, and whatever they give me, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I give them, they're going to give it back. And if they don't give it back, then it's going to make me try harder, because I've obviously not done my job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like you said, it is spiritual, because I believe that these are gifts that are given to us from God so we can give to them. So it's interesting that you said Coltrane, I forget who else you said, they play for themselves. Not to judge, because that's not my job.
Right.
They had their reasons for it. But at the same time that they're playing for them, everybody else enjoyed it too. You know, it's soul music. It still got to come from your soul, period. Unless it's some weirdo music, and then that's on you. That's just on you. So, you got a project coming out sometime soon, bro?
I do.
Oh,
actually.
You finish that, and then you can answer my question.
Well, okay. So, John Coltrane, I think he was really a prophet, because when he played, I've been really getting into his music a lot. When he played, his quest was to become one with God. I don't know if you know, but his whole thing was his musicality was how can I speak to the spirit of my creator. And so that's when I play. Sometimes I get into that space. It's very rare, but sometimes I get in that space where things are just, how it is. Like there's probably 10 times in my life I've been in that spot where I couldn't have played better, and nobody could play better than me. Like wow. I wish I could always play like that. So, but yeah, I do have some new spiritual things coming out, and I'm working on them every day. I just finished another jazz. So I'm doing 3 projects. One is a smooth jazz project, and I'm doing that with myself, but I'm collaborating with Pat Hill, one of the most amazing drummers, not in Seattle, but anywhere. He's a great drummer. Also Charles Jones, your brother, Charles is
my uncle. That's Uncle Charles.
I know Uncle Charles. Yeah. So yeah, Charles is a great writer and a great musician. Yeah. So, and then a little bit with Sandy Harvey, another pianist from Seattle. Yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm doing a smooth jazz record, and then I'm also doing a jazz record. So like a 1960s era, 1970s era jazz record. And so it's not entirely a bebop record, because I'm not really entirely a bebop musician, but I love playing that music. So I'm going to play that music like if Grover were to play that music, so because that's my roots. Yeah, I come out of Grover and Ronnie Laws, kind of that part of the tree. And then I'm also doing a spiritual record, and that spiritual record has really come from the Baha'i faith and Dr. Emmy and her, her encouragement to seek, readings and going to her devotionals and playing at her devotionals with the Baha'i religion. And I will say that people that are interested in that faith, / religion, that faith, it's very wonderful, because it takes aspects of Jesus's teaching and Muhammad's teaching and teachings of regular men, and taking the commonalities of what these people from different cultures and different centuries say, and they all point to God as the creator. And these are simple things that will help you to get closer to the spiritual aspect of your creator. Like, how do you talk to your father? Like, isn't that really, I don't know if your parents are alive, R Curtis, but what I wouldn't do to talk to my father and talk to him. Both of my fathers, actually. I had my real father passed away when I was young, right. And my stepfathers. I would love to talk to both of those guys, and what a joy it would be to talk to your spiritual father, and that's what I love about the Baha'i, is I never leave devotionals feeling guilty, like you're a sinner, you're going to go to hell unless you do this or do that or do that. It's like, hey, these are things that you can do to be at one with the creator. Hey, there he is.
You just get yourself in touch. Absolutely. There's somebody who wants to come on here, and I think salute you for your birthday. I don't know who it is, but I think they want to come on, and they come, and there they are.
Hey. There's my man.
Come on, man. Oh man, I'm mad at you because you didn't tell me it was your birthday. I was about to fly in. That's cold, man. I thought we was friends.
Well, I'm going to see you on Saturday, so.
But man, most definitely. But for today, I wanted to at least Thank you. Before I see you, I wanted to give you a special shout out on your birthday, at least play happy birthday from one saxophone player to another. So, so yeah, hope you enjoy. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Happy birthday, Darren.
Oh man, I love you. I love you.
I love you too, big bro.
And on that note, y'all, we have
I
been
stole
hanging
them.
out with
I
Mr.
hope you
Darren
recognize some of them
Motamedy.
licks. I stole them.
Happy birthday to you, Darren Motamedy. That was a great dear MD Dixon on the saxophone with the salute to his birthday. We got to go, y'all. But hey, Darren, I love you, man. Have a great birthday celebration. Please say hello to Anita and the family. And man, thank you.
I sure will. And much love to you. Congratulations. Your show is great. I love the new format too. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's really nice. I love this format. It's like really professional. So, yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
Hey, to God be the glory, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy,
right,
man.
Inshallah.
Right,
God is great.
All
okay, man.
Time.
Hey,
all right, D-Mo.
congratulations.
Love
Thanks
you,
for everybody that
hey,
came.
and whenever you want me to get on one of your songs, I'm here.
Hey, we need to do this. So seriously, because we've talked about it before, we need to do a song together. So
when we get off this thing, or we'll talk tomorrow. Enjoy your birthday celebration.
I'm sure gonna do that.
One love,
Okay.
baby.
Okay, much love, guys. Adios.
All right. Much love. R Live Jam Session. The sentiment coming up right after us. Thank you for joining. ThatguyRcurtis. We'll see you next Wednesday. Deuces.
Say, man, I'm interested to see what you're going to do. Rainier Avenue Radio